Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back to the Nebraska Schools Esport Association Winter State Tournament. It's hosted by York University. This is a nice shot of our setup here. You can see us in the booth. Hello. Hello. We're all the way back here. And on both sides of us, we have our state champion contenders for Division I Overwatch. We will have to our left Gretna in the green, and in the red we've got Westside. So we have already kind of introduced the Gretna team, so I'll introduce the Westside team here. Yeah, you push the little button right there. Yeah. Teach a man to use a microphone. And he can announce stuff to the whole world. But yeah, so Westside, we're going to have Dax, a.k.a. Allison, Gunsmoke, who's Bryson, Skull, Simon, Deadly Power, Aiden, and Duck Taco, a.k.a. Robert. And yeah, so our last game, we saw Gretna have a really good game up against Lincoln East. And then on the other side, Westside, battled it out with Lincoln High to get here to play for the finals. So I guess we've kind of had a little bit of a chance to look at things. Our first map is going to be Midtown.
Yeah.
What are you guys expecting to see here?
So what I'm expecting from Fancy, especially since in Coliseum he played Junker Queen, so I'm guessing that's probably one of his favorite characters to play. I'm expecting him to choose Junker Queen on this map again, just because how strong Junker Queen is, how old timing works, but I think Meek's probably going to go Tracer with that, just because how the way the map works and how trying to get through that choke just all comes together.
Yeah.
So.
And I wouldn't be too confused if they go for maybe a May or something along those lines. Try and keep that choke point, because if they try to go train, they're just closed off. If they try and go under, May wall is really strong there.
Yeah, but I doubt anyone's going to go above just because how bad that positioning could be. But
looks like Meek is actually going for the Genji.
This could be the play, though.
It really could be. Going for the...
Gretna is on defense, though, so we just got to make sure they don't use too many cooldowns at the beginning.
Yep. Sticking with the Kiriko and Lucy as well. And then looks like double hit scan.
Oh, but we got to pause real quick. A little intermission.
Yeah, a little bit of a question around whether or not Alari is currently...
Iliari?
Ayari, excuse me. I said Alawi, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's freaking League of Legends. I am terrible with this. Actually, we got a tech pause for, I think, a headset issue.
Yeah, I feel like they did patch Iliari, but I feel like it's just do they really want to put her back in? Because having to go through the game mode and having to fix that is a whole thing in itself.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a sound issue in general, but then on top of that, though, with Ayari, I think a lot of it was because she had that bug.
Yeah.
And then we banned her, and instead of allowing it for the bracket play, we just said no.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We'll see if anything changes on that. Whether I'm wrong with my information or not, but she was undone. They fixed her bug and whatnot, so she was made available for actually all play. And we'll switch here quick just to.
Yeah, the Iliari bug was quite unfortunate because, the infinite ammo, that was just crazy.
Yeah, infinite ammo was a fun thing to see in the game.
Yeah. It's a bummer, though, because I feel like a lot of teams use Iliari a lot. I know we did at the beginning of the season, so we just kind of stopped using her. So.
Yeah. Well, and that's that's the thing too with bugs and all that happen in the middle of the season. Sometimes there's a strategy really strong, and then you just have to stop using it. And you're like, okay, can't play that character because literally it was Riot that disabled her from all competitive play.
I feel like with Westside they're playing. I think it was season 6's meta with let's say Sigma, Bat, and Zen. That was a really good combo. But I am kind of worried about the McCree pick because McCree is, in my opinion, McCree is really good with Orisa, and that's kind of really it, just because McCree needs that space, and without that space, but even with that health buff, it's are you sure you want to go McCree in a way?
His hitbox is just too big. He's too easy to get picked off.
Yeah, no armor, and just Sojourn, really easy picks for her, so I'm guessing that's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
So.
Fun fact, since we're at a tech pause, you can headshot Kree in his role.
Really?
Yeah,
where?
I don't know I had a play of the game as Hanzo one time where I headshot. It was it was like the sharpshooter
Yeah.
play of the game. I hit a Junkrat who was just in the air flying at me.
That's a good pick.
I turned and I hit someone else, don't remember where, but I flicked and threw a shot at a Kree that was up to my right, and I knew I had missed,
Yeah.
and I had hit him like in the body. But whenever I see in the kill feed headshot, I was like,
Yeah.
what the heck happened
Yeah.
there? In the play of the game, he rolls, and if you watch it in slow-mo, you watch him roll, and apparently his head is there, and I hit it.
Yeah,
so
that's
I was like
ridiculous.
amazed you can actually
must-
headshot him in that.
With that damage reduction, it's it's good that you got that pick though, because I think isn't it like a 45% damage reduction for McCree's roll?
I think so.
I think it's 35. So
So, no, that is kind of an interesting thing, and I don't know if he was like hurt before that or what the deal
Yeah.
was,
for
but
sure.
definitely
Hanzo
it
plays
said
always
headshot,
so-
and I was like, this is crazy. I hit him what? All right, cool. So, yeah, we're getting everything reset now, but we did see Fancy
Yeah.
busting out the Junker
Junker
Green.
Green.
Yeah, I feel like that is going to give them the edge on this map. I don't think that Westside's, if they're going to stick with that Sigma play, they're going to really struggle. But Poke is really the counter for Brawl, but on this map, I just don't see it happening.
Especially
'Cause
when
they
they're
have-
trying to push into them.
Yeah, it's really good for holding a choke, but trying to push up Sigma in a Brawl situation never really ends well.
It looks like they actually do have the Alari now
Yeah,
for the poke.
good move by them though. Fast fix.
Yep.
Yeah,
And-
yeah, fast fix. So, allowing the Arari, I'll let you guys take it away here.
All right.
All right, now that I think Westside is back on. No, Gretna is going Sigma on defense. You know, Sigma is a pretty good character. Last season, I think he was kind of like that S tier kind of range just because of it. But they did give him a nerf to his shield. I think it was 150 health off, I think.
Yeah.
So it's really unfortunate, you know, trying to keep that sustain up. But still, he's still a really real-rounded character, and I think that they did see that their comp was going this certain way. So I think they're just going to do a Sigma 1v1, trying to even it out.
I'm still kind of worried about them running the McCree and switching off the Ashe.
Oh, for
on-
sure.
Why not switch the McCree out for the Hanzo instead?
Because I really doubt that they're going to get a really good ult in with McCree if they're going to stay back there. But with that Iliari play, I think they're just going to wait till they can get a pick. But I feel like their DPS are just,
I mean,
they're not going to fall for it.
yeah. The Zenyatta is kind of alone on the left side. Sigma moves over to that side to help
Yeah,
him
with
out.
Zenyatta, what you really want to do
Alari's
is...
all by
yeah.
herself on the
Ooh.
left side.
That is... Ooh, okay. I think Iliari is going to try to go for a play, but I think that is not what you want to do with the Sigma.
Yeah.
Let's say you're Zen. If you're Zen, you really want to stay with your tank. You want to always have your Discord open. You know, Discord is really good right now, but with that nerf, it's kind of hard to continue to use them. But with Zen's damage, it's just always good to go after those squishies. As you can see, Fancy is following up on those hits, which is really good for him because he always sees those easy picks, and, you know, that's what we want as a tank. Because
Yep.
you never want to focus on the other tank too often. You don't want tunnel vision yourself.
It looks like the Alari flank ended up leaving them with not enough healing. Especially, looks like the switch onto Zenyatta now instead of the Alari.
I feel like Iliari was betting on her turret because that is a big source of, you know, support output, but I guess it just wasn't enough. But
Yeah, it looks
You
like
know-
they're just both teams going for more
Zen's doing really
Poke
good, getting
potential.
those charges up.
That
No
was a-
complaints.
very nice pick onto Dax. Them having, oh wow. All right, looks like that
Ash
fight's
is the
on.
play. Ash is making sure.
Ash
Good.
is really making sure. Discord orb with McCree with Ash headshots.
You know, I love seeing how they're not going too aggressive and they're always making sure they have the cover with the tank. Really good synergy. You know, I
Yeah.
feel like that's going to be Westside's downfall with this, is just trying to stick together.
And you can really see the difference in the Sigma gameplay with the Fancy having his ult and Gunsmoke only being at 80%. You
Yeah,
could probably
Fancy is letting all his shots, and that is an amazing ult right
that was
there.
big rock as
Good.
well though.
Good Kree roll, though, I will say.
Yep, Bob comes in though.
I don't think-
denying the
yeah.
window.
I will say that, ooh, yeah, that's a good point. Bob canceling out the window, but I don't think Bob was really necessary with that pick.
Yeah, I don't think it was either. But they
But-
are still up.
But they do have support ults. That's the best case scenario.
Still up on ults. They have Transcendence for the Sigma ult. I don't see that gaining much value. They're coming up on Sojourn ult, which could very easily win the fight in this next one. And they now have a Genji instead of a McCree for poke.
So what I do see happening, though, is that now, as we know, Genji is more of a dive character, and with all this, I feel like they're just going to deny Genji a lot of space, especially with that BAP, and we all have seen BAP from the last games. That he's pretty persistent on punishing players again to the back line, so it's been very unfortunate for Deadly Power to try to get any value out of that. But Gunsmoke is making good use of his cooldowns, kind of absorbing that window.
Rose is going off on the back line.
But I feel like BAP
Wow.
is being very persistent, and I feel like Good stuff by
That
them.
was-
And they switched to
that
Doom.
was very
Fancy,
nice.
good stuff.
Yeah, that pick on Fancy was really important, and they pushed in, but it seems like the Zenyatta flank was able to do more, I guess.
That was crazy by them. Their team is very proud of that. They should be proud of themselves. That was a really good save right there.
And it looks like Westside is now switching to more of a dive style.
Yeah,
with
good
switching
pick.
to the monkey.
Good switch by Tank, but I feel like since they do still have that Zen, that can be very iffy though, trying to get that sustain in there. But I feel like that since Zen has ults, and never mind,
Rose
yeah.
gun smoke.
they punish that Winston. That he does not have the sustain.
Not having a Zenyatta instead of another support really hampers their ability to
But you could
out-heal.
you could
other
argue that
opponents.
since they did have an Ana, they did have that sustain because Ana, you always have to have an Ana basically when you have a Winston,
Yeah.
unless you go Kiriko.
Looks like they're going
but-
ball now. Transcendence popped.
Baited out Transcendence. That's very unfortunate. I
And
hope
only 5 seconds left. They
5
touch,
seconds on point.
so they will get the overtime, but I don't know if
I feel
they'll
like
be able to hold this. No. Ball's all that's left in the Zenyatta.
this is super unfortunate.
Dragon's coming on. Good touch by the ball, but it gets picked off. Hanzo taking some picks, but it wasn't enough. That Zenyatta play was a game winner.
Yeah, Fancy's always consistent. Look at that.
Yep. All around, that was very strong round by Gretna holding that choke point, not letting them take the high ground. Even when they ran monkey, they just pushed them right off.
One thing you can see is that they always stayed persistent. They never really deterred from their thinking. They always stayed safe, but not. They always wanted to take as much as they could, but they never went outside their boundaries of, thinking.
Always made sure that the Ashe had enough room to actually get the most value it could.
Yeah, Ash did both well in the bounds of her team, which you really see in high play. It's really good to see that.
Yep.
I feel like that is the difference between these two teams is that, they stay coordinated, they stay together. That's what you want to do when you see high tier play.
We'll have to see what comps are running now. Maybe a
I feel they
Widowmaker
are
play.
going to stay the same, but I do see that Westside does have a Widowmaker. Let's hope this stays well. But I feel like with their Zenyatta, I feel like they are going to get a pretty good pick because their Zen has stayed pretty consistent.
Yeah, they'll still have a ton more damage. Gretna will still have a lot of damage compared to Westside. Mainly because of that Soldier and being able to pump so much damage into the backline and into the Sigma.
Now, I will say holding that upper kind of high ground up there with who was it? I think it was
I think
Bap
it's
or
Ash.
something?
And
think it was
Ash and
Ash.
Bap.
I think that's a good play, but just it sometimes isn't the best because you don't have that line of sight at the beginning of the map. It's more like later tier play when they're trying to touch, but we'll see if that works out.
Let's see how Westside wants to hold this. Going for a little
Sigma
bit
good
of
ult
poke
charge.
damage.
He's always looking for that farming.
Looks like they're pushing up pretty fast.
You know,
Big pick from
big
Deadly
barrier timing,
Power
too.
onto Meek. Widow is up on the right side window. Now rotating. Looks like Gretna is choosing to just back off. Switching to the Tracer, maybe a little bit of harassment for the Widowmaker. But it looks like they're just waiting to get back into the position.
Yeah, Bap's making sure he's not in line of sight. You always love to see that, and Bap knows that Widowmaker is looking for that pick, so he's trying to jump to bait that out.
Absolutely. Tracer's going behind.
Widowmaker, good reposition right there. I feel like that is going to help out their team, with
Yep.
their...
And Ash is looking for the Tracer. They know they are there, but they have to keep on watching the front.
I feel
That
like Bap
Soldier is
should
still putting a lot of damage in.
Bap should try to take more high ground, using his jumps. That's super important at this time
Big
of play.
picks coming from Meek and Person Man onto the Widowmaker and Zenyatta.
Bap and Sigma are sticking together and, taking the high ground, huge advantage. And that is game for this round.
I say that I think Person Man did a great play there, keeping plenty of heals for the Sigma and then getting 3 of the picks, I think, that fight. Keeping alternating fires between damage and healing really helped them out there. And yep, this play was nasty.
This was
Just-
gross.
Oh, yeah,
Just
it was-
disgusting.
This was
It was
disgusting.
huge.
Yep,
Yep,
big
back
kill.
line.
Oh, super low.
Yeah,
Big volley.
Yeah, unfortunately, Genji is not the best on this map, especially when you're going
Oh
against
my-
poke
yep.
plays like this. And look at those nasty discords going huge on that.
That was very impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Especially that kill on the Genji.
Yeah, that was something completely different.
Yep,
to
that turned
see.
the fight around.
You're right. The whole fight was based on, really big pick on the side of Westside, and they could push in and everything. And
Yeah.
Dax is separated, Roos is separated, won't be able to do
Yeah.
anything.
you can tell that Gretna was, staying together, with 2 on one side and 2 on the other. They stayed well coordinated even though they were down 1, and they did sustain till the next team fight, which is really great to see that they're really persistent with that, and they don't want to push when they're down 1 or, they know they can't win.
They're really making sure to stay with their Sigma, especially with the Widow.
Yeah.
Like, staying out sidelines with the Widow, that was real. Because you could tell that Widow knew how to play Widow, knew the positioning,
And
could hit the shots.
They use their cooldowns really effectively, with the grapple, trying to reposition. It was just, it's nice to see.
That was very high-level play from both teams.
Absolutely. So, Li Jiang Tower.
Yeah,
we're
Gretna's
hopping into this. Yeah, we just saw Gretna play this.
So
Yeah,
guessing from Gretna, probably
they're Sigma.
similar. Yeah, Sigma or Ramatra, and then Jungle Queen if they really feel like they could pull it out.
Yeah.
On this map, they might. I'm guessing this May Rush.
I feel like other team. I haven't really seen them play May Rush yet. They're more like a Sigma type thing. It's still one of the top tier, like kind of synergizing kind of teams. But I feel like this map, as you can see, now they're going Ramatra, Symmetra, and Bastion too. That is, I feel like they can go well with his armor, but with the way that Gretna's been playing, they're more like hands on, and it's just they know how to hold space. I guess it works, but what kind of confuses me is how they're going Sigma Lucio. No complaint with that, but it's just like it's good seeing that they're using that Lucio Symmetra kind of synergy going on.
It's been working out for them, though.
It's been working out for them really well, though. I will give them that.
I wonder what the
getting on point first, that's the biggest thing you want to do.
Oh, it looks like Pharmacy's coming out of Gretna with Meek and Ruse on that.
Yeah, and
they're keeping the Symmetra going on point with the Bastion hold.
This could be Westside's map. I will say that they've got good sim kind of hold going on. Those turret placements, 1 on right and 1 mid and 2 right. But they are kind of in line of sight. Sigma is taking that out.
Huge pick on Dax and on Skull. I don't know if they can hold this. The poke is too much.
Sim is struggling trying to keep on Sigma. Sigma is maneuvering around or using that Lucio to the best of his ability.
Symmetra is getting lots of picks. Both supports are down.
Oh, and this
we'll
might be game.
If Ramatra could take them.
Ramatra's holding, and it goes to
Really
Gretna.
close, though.
Really close,
really
but there
strong
are
plays by especially the Pharmacy. Being able to get that initial boop off the map on the Baptiste.
Oh, that was huge. Yeah, that was game right there. That was fight right there.
But good job by Westside noticing that they could still push on point because it's only the 2 people. But again, they weren't able to get there in time.
Unfortunately, their BAP did run in. He was wide up in the open, and Sigma took that advantage and got that easy pick.
Yep, they didn't have the tank with them, so Sigma was just uncontested. Sim has been gaining a lot of value, though. But
Ramatra is using his abilities, but unfortunately, he might get picked here. He didn't use his block, but I feel like, he stayed out. Good sustained by Ramatra.
That Fair has been gaining a lot of value.
Oh, yeah.
I will say in the interview with Fancy in between these 2 games, they said on this point they will play the Symmetra, but they almost allow the other team to take it first and take that Pharmacy comp so that they've practiced essentially letting the other team take point first, which is why on this point they just don't care.
Really? So did they tell what was their strategy for regaining? Was it just waiting for an opening?
Just waiting for that opening pick from the Pharah, like we've seen here with Meek, and that's what they were looking for each time. They'd allow them to take it and then just use essentially all the space around the outside for the Pharah to maneuver.
That is a really good point. Yeah, Pharah does work really well on this map, and it's just with all those windows and space, it's a good pick.
It's very open. Boops are possible with. As you can see with the Baptiste in the first fight.
What we got to see Westside kind of adapt to this type of gameplay, but I don't think that they're really in the game right now. They're
teleporting behind. They got window down, but I think they're just going to deny.
I feel like they're with their
huge barrage.
Oh, wow.
I feel like with their mindset, they're just trying to rush and try to just cap, and I feel like that just was their downfall because they were just expecting that with Pharah.
I mean, these scraps have been
huge Valkyrie though,
crazy.
I will say, and that is round.
Yeah, that's round 1.
Good job on Gretna though. They are consistent and they have a team plan. That just really makes a difference. It's just staying connected.
It's unfortunate that the Ramatra couldn't get his ult off. Let's see if they could touch. They do.
Again, it's unfortunate they don't have that ult. Good melee by Mercy though. Always love to see support try to do that. And that's it.
That was
good round.
Yep, all those fights were close.
Yeah, there were points where it was close, but I feel like Gretna's they pounce when they have the opportunity. They just know when that window is, so no doubt Gretna was going to win that.
Especially with them being able to hold the point so well and then just, as you said, let the other team take point first.
Yeah, they know what's up.
Yep. Looks like they're switching to a May. And switching off the Sigma over to Ramattra, more of a
Yeah,
brawl
with
comp.
Ramattra, you want to do is you want to watch that pummel accuracy, and that Fancy has caught up pretty high. I'd say around like good 70 to no more like 68 to more like 74% pummel accuracy. Really good. You like to see that.
And looks like Gunsmoke's actually going for the Reinhardt instead of the Ramattra.
Yeah, I feel like during this map, I see a lot of Reinhardt players play on, but I feel like that's just because with his armor pull, he can really hold that space really well. But I think Ramattra is going to use his shield to separate from his team, but with that sim, it's going to get really hard to try to take that space, as you can see. But they got high ground, and they're going to try to rotate, and that is an amazing Maywall.
Yeah, both Maywalls going up, splitting both teams.
But I do feel like Gretna has that with the Immortality field.
Huge
Ramatra's been
picks
using
by
that.
Fancy on both
Fancy
the
is
tank
going
and
nuts.
the Symmetra. It looks like the supports got cut off.
You know, you love to see when, like, Fancy, with his pummels, he just always knows who's to go to first, and he just knows that armor just, you never prioritize them first, and you just love to see it. Love
Yeah,
to see
you
it.
could like look at the ult difference between Fancy and Gunsmoke, like 60% to 20%.
The disadvantage for Gunsmoke is that, like, they do have a Lucio, which is really good for Ryan, but he just could not get that space because
Yeah.
they peel almost instantly. You love seeing it, and they rotate, and just they can't get that.
Huge
And
wall.
huge wall.
They were able to break it with Lamp.
That
They'll
is
stay
great.
in. Huge
Oh,
pick on
You
Skull.
never want to be in this hallway with Ram. That was a
Yeah.
bad move on their part.
Now they have ultimate. I don't think they'll be able to. I think they're just going to have to wait. They
Yeah,
can't really
they gotta
engage without
reset.
the May being able to deny space and cut off the team.
Symmetra's a little like she's using her cooldowns a lot, which is very unfortunate because with this tier play, you never really see anyone try to make those moves, trying to go
Yeah.
too aggressive, and Gretna's got their head in the game, and I don't
Looks
feel like
like
any of them are going to flank like that. And Ramatra,
Big
good
Ramattra
ult.
ult. Yep.
Waiting for that
Ambassador
lamp.
ult. Oh my gosh.
Huge.
Yep.
Look at that.
Perfect execution with the ults.
Yeah.
With that, only using 2 ults with. Wow.
Compared to Meek on this map last time, huge boop up. Like his ults are landing a lot better than he was last time. I feel like he's got his head in the game, and he's ready.
And I feel I'm kind of sad that I don't see many teleporting turrets from the Symmetra.
Yeah, I feel like that would have worked a lot better. Trying to go left. I feel like since they don't have any, I feel like May might be a little bit of a deterrent for Symmetra.
Yep. Using Lucio ult to engage instead of trying to use it to save fights. Big wall up from the Bastion.
Good communication, good beat, but I feel like that was a little bit premature doing it
Yeah,
before.
teams completely split. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when you want to do beat, you don't want to do it right before the engage because then the whole team just knows to peel, which they did, and they are doing really well against.
Absolutely.
Fancy knows what to do. I feel like they're just using ults just to use ults at this point, but that is because it's 90%. Gretna's in the lead.
They'll have to see if they
Ryan's
can
just
touch.
trying to touch. I'm very unfortunate they got bashed.
Oh, he
missed
dodged a
shatter. That
shatter.
is
Big May wall. Window keeping them
good
down.
job for Gretna.
That
Gretna
was very well played by them.
Yep, definitely deserve this win. State champs.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely see it in the future.
Yeah, a massive win. An entire team of seniors.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So, huge deal kind of for that. But let's check out, obviously, the play of the game here.
Oh, yeah. This was huge. I want to see how we got Ramatra's point of view, but I just want to see how this point of view played out. And that was just
That's
huge,
gross.
knowing that kind of gap window is hard to get out of. Spotting those windows is just really huge at this tier play.
And I would think that play was down to just like their communication, like knowing when the lamp was going down, knowing like where the people were, know that they were in that small area where they couldn't escape anywhere.
Yeah, Bastion knowing that Ram was ulting and that lamp is priority. Having your team know what to do, it's great in the end to see those plays like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if they did still have lamp, I'm pretty sure Ramacha would follow up and Fancy would have gotten that play.
Yeah.
So
Fancy played very, very strong this game.
Yeah.
It looked like their Lijiang Tower compositions were refined.
Yeah, I'd say their biggest advantage was their peeling and just rotating. Huge
Absolutely.
rotations. Love to see it.
Their communication just off the
It's
charts.
peak. They're loud, but there's a reason why, because they're good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's your championship. That's your champions. Gretna will take first, and Westside will be your state runner-ups.
Yeah.
So we'll cut to a quick break. We'll have probably an interview here with the state champion here shortly, but we'll be just right back.